Well, welcome back to the Prospect Hub. We're talking about Mets prospects here, and of course, this is the action that happened on Friday, August 8th. And we got a player that's rehabbing. He's pitched more rehab starts than he has for the Mets. And to be honest with you, I'm not rushed to see him pitch for the Mets anytime soon. But this is from Mesmerize. Of course, please hit the subscribe button and like this video and watch the entirety of this video. Blackburn solid and fourth rehab start. This is Paul Blackburn. This was not a great trade by the Mets last year. I don't know why they brought him in and then brought him back. It was just non-tendered him in the offseason. But Paul Blackburn turned in another solid outing with AAA Syracuse, going 5-2 innings while giving up 2 runs. Mets had placed the 31-year-old Blackburn on the 15-day injured list on July 3rd with right shoulder impingement. That was his 4th start in his most recent rehab stretch with Syracuse. Let him just stay down there the rest of the season. The Syracuse Mets defeated the Charlotte Knights 9-5. Luis Angel Acuna went 2 for 5 with a double, 2 runs scored. Rafael Ortega went 2 for 4, a double and 3 RBIs and 2 runs. Third baseman Luis De Los Santos went 2 for 4 with a home run, RBI, and a run scored. Syracuse broke through in the 4th inning after falling behind early. Luis Angel Acuna started the 4th inning rally that brought home 3 runs with a single. The following frame proved even bigger as Pablo Reyes landed a 2-run double. And Rafael Ortega followed with a 2-run double of his own to push the lead to 7. On the pitching side, Paul Blackburn went 5-2 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Dom Hamill pitched in relief, pitched an inning and a third, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, a hit by a pitch. And he never made it on the mound at any point when he got called up the other day. And people were so irritated that he didn't get in the game. You didn't want him in a game. He's the last guy in the bullpen. And Double-A, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, who were just absolutely killing it, 38 games over 500. Defeated the Somerset Patriots 5-2. That's the Yankees Double-A affiliate. And they got like a 17-game lead, a 16-game lead over the Yankees Double-A team. Jed Williams with 3 for 4 with a walk, 3 runs scored. Carson Benge with 1 for 4 with a double and a walk. Ryan Clifford with 1 for 3 with a home run, 3 runs batted in, and scored a run. His OPS on the season is 868. I would think in the next few weeks he'll be getting promoted to AAA. He's had a very good season, and he has an outside shot to be the first Mets minor leaguer ever to hit 30 home runs in a season. No Met has ever done that in the minors. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies earned a 5-2 win over the Somerset Patriots behind the powerful night from Ryan Clifford, who drove in 3 runs via a go-ahead 2-run home run, his 24th of the season. Jed Williams also helped energize the offense with 3 hits, 3 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases, while designated hitter DeAndre Smith added 2 hits and a run. On the pitching side, Jonathan Santucci pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts, and gave up a home run. He delivered a dominant performance for Binghamton, pitching 6 strong innings, while allowing just 2 runs. Santucci retired 17 of 18 batters in one stretch and secured his 3rd win of the season. He's the Mets' best left-handed starter in the farm system. And he was drafted out of Duke last year in the 2nd round. High A, Brooklyn. The Cyclones lost 2-0 to the Hudson Valley Renegades. A.J. Ewing went 0 for 4. Boston Barrel went 1 for 4. Colin Houck, who has struggled since he got promoted, is 0 for 3. Give him time there. Nolan Hall pitched really well. Pitched 6 1/3 innings. Gave a 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts. Here's the thing about Colin Houck. I've not seen him on too many of these lists, these mid-season lists. So he's really fallen. And he was a first-round pick by Billy Epler 2 years ago. Not very good. And St. Lucie Club defeated the Tampa Tarpons 10-4. Infielder Jeremy Rodriguez didn't put where he played the other night. 1 for 3 with a double, an RBI, 2 walks, 3 runs, and 2 stolen bases. His OPS is 570, not very good. On the pitching side, Jonathan Jimenez pitched 4 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 4. Joel Lara pitched an inning in 2 thirds, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. The Dominican Summer League, let's go through here real quickly. The DSL Nationals defeated the DSL Mets Orange 8-7, and the DSL Rangers Blue defeated the DSL Mets Blue 13-6. Top prospect Elian Pena and outfielder Alberto Rincon each had big days at the plate. Both recorded multi-hit performances, with Rincon leading the charge by collecting 4 hits, including a triple. So a very productive day again from Elian Pena. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later. Well, welcome back to the Prospect Hub. We're talking about prospects. I'm going to go over what games happened on Thursday for the New York Mets in their farm system. And the big star of the night was really Brandon Sproat, and he was on SNY, and I had a chance to watch him. I was very attentive to his first few innings that he pitched. He had great stuff starting that game. I mean, he was throwing really hard. He had a very good changeup going, very good sweeper. He's got very good stuff. He was very impressive. Much more impressive than the last time I saw him a couple of months ago when they had him pitch. So the Mets should call him up. I think it's time. I don't think there's any real reason for them to keep him in AAA at this point. But let me give you the Mets minor leagues recap. Brandon Sproat continues to shine. Again, like I said, there's no reason. There's no reason for this young man to be pitching in AAA anymore. Number 8 prospect from Jeb Williams was scratched from the Double-A Binghamton Run Ponies lineup on Thursday, but he did play on Friday. The 21-year-old was initially listed as the starting shortstop, but he was in the dugout and did not play, but he did start on Friday. The reason for his absence is still yet to be disclosed, but again, he played on Friday. Meanwhile, Brandon Sproat turned in another quality start for AAA Syracuse. The Syracuse Mets defeated the Charlotte Knights 10-3. Luis Angel Acuna went 2 for 5 with runs scored. Jose Azucar went 2 for 3, had a double, home run, 3 RBIs, 3 runs, and a walk. Jared Young, who I believe is back with the Mets, or maybe they called him up, I'm not sure. Went 2 for 4 with, I don't know, he was not called up. Went 2 for 4 with a triple, an RBI, and a walk. Third baseman Pablo Reyes went 1 for 2 with a home run. Gilberto Celestino went 3 for 5 with the home run. On the pitching side, Brandon Sproat pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 1 home run. He now has an ERA 4.10. His ERA was way over 5 about a month ago, and he was just completely struggling in AAA. And he did not look good at all. He looked fantastic through his first 4 innings, managing both his pitch count and the strike zone with precision. However, after a long 4th inning, he was hit hard in the 5th before settling down to deliver a solid 6th inning. Overall, Sproat threw 84 pitches with 53 strikes. Jose Castillo, Chris Davinsky, and Dylan Ross followed with 1 scoreless frame apiece. Again, there's no reason he should be in AAA anymore. Double-A Binghamton. Run Ponies defeated the Somerset Patriots 5-4. Carson Benge went 0 for 4. His OPS is 1038. I don't think he's going to be in Double-A too much longer. They should call him up now, have him play in Triple-A. Nick Morabito playing right field went 2 for 5. Chris Suarez went 0 for 3. His OPS is 790 since he got promoted to Double-A. The Run Ponies' generally lackluster offensive day was helped by a wild outing from Patriots starter Carlos LaGrange. The Yankees' number 2 prospect, according to MLB Pipeline. Binghamton drew 7 walks and saw 2 batters get hit by pitches. They made the most of the free passes with 2 stolen bases from Suarez, who's now up to 29 on the season, and 1 from Morabito, who increased his total to 35. Additionally, late in the 8th, the Patriots outfielder Jace Ovina's stolen base attempt was thwarted by catcher Kevin Parada, helping secure the win. R.J. Gordon pitched 6 innings, had 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and 2 home runs. Gordon earned the win despite allowing 4 earned runs over 6 innings. The bullpen locked the game down with 3 no-hit innings from Felipe de la Cruz, Ryan Lambert, and Joshua Corneli, who notched his 2nd save of the season. At High A, Brooklyn, The Hudson Valley Renegades defeated the Cyclones 7-1. Excuse me. Jeffrey De Los Santos went 2 for 3. Ronald Hernandez went 1 for 4. Marco Vargas went 1 for 4. Brooklyn's bats were quiet for most of the night as they produced just 6 hits and went 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Now, the Mets had promoted a lot of players from Brooklyn, and they are now struggling because now all the good players, all the real good prospects are in Double-A. On the pitching side, Franklin Gomez went 4 and 2 innings, gave 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Low A St. Lucie, that game was postponed. Let's see. There'll be a makeup game on Friday, so there was a doubleheader on Friday. Dominican Summer League, the DSL Mets defeated the DSL Rangers Blue 11-7. And the DSL Mets Orange defeated the DSL Tigers 4-1. 17-year-old Elian Pena went 1 for 3 for an RBI single, and a run scored, pushing his OPS up to 901. Wow. The red-hot infield is now batting an eye-popping 588, 632, 882 in August. Holy shit. That's amazing. He's got 15... Let me show you this. Let me read this right. 1,512 OPS. Wow. He is just taking the minor leagues by storm. Wow. And he got off to a terrible start. Terrible start. He is going to be a player to watch. He might be the best Mets prospect in the whole system. We talk about Jed Williams, and we talk about Carson Benge. But in terms of position plays, he might be the best guy. And I would think that by the time we get to next spring training, he'll be much higher on these lists. Looking at how he is just completely dominated the DSL. I wouldn't think that he will repeat that. They'll send him to Florida Complex League next year, I would think. But we'll keep an eye on him. He is a very talented young man. So, thank you for watching this video. Of course, please hit the subscribe button for the remember what the hell I am. The Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later. Now, this is a prospect list from Mesmerize. They do a great job of putting these prospect lists together and really following the Mets farm system. So I thank them. And this will be on the compilation video that you'll be able to watch. And if you're watching it, then you know that already. I have another video that's attached to this. It's part of the SNY Top 30. But here we got 2025 update top 50 Mets prospect list. Let's see what they have here. The 25 MLB draft and trade deadline have passed, and New York Mets still have a strong farm system. With that in mind, the writers updated his top list of prospects in the Mets system, taking into account their progress since the start of the 2025 season. These lists, it's all subjective, to be honest with you. Some guy here might not be a top 10 prospect. He might be just never show up to the major leagues. But here we go. Number one on this list. This is still number one so far, all the lists. And that's Jed Williams, shortstop, second baseman, center fielder. Interesting to see where the Mets play him when he gets to the majors. I would think he'll be in the majors next year. Number 2, Carson Benge. That's number 1 pick from last year. He's a center fielder. He's going to be knocking on the door for next year. I would expect that he will be in AAA very soon. I don't think he'll be in AA too much longer. Number 3 on this list is right-handed pitcher Jonah Tong. I believe just a feeling that he'll be in AAA before the end of the season. He's completely dominated AA. And number 4, Nolan McLean, right-handed pitcher. He was a two-way player. The Mets drafted him a few years ago, and he gave up hitting, and he's now just primarily a pitcher. He will be with the Mets this year. The Mets could certainly use his arm and the ability to go and finish the 6th inning. Number 5, Brandon Sproat, ditto there. I saw him pitch on Thursday. He looks awesome. He was doing 99 miles per hour. He's got a good changeup, good sweeper. He should be in the major leagues right now. He should not spend any more time there. He should have made his last start on Thursday, and that's it. At number 6, third baseman Jacob Reimer, and he will be a player to keep an eye on for next year as well, because he's a guy that has been compared to Austin Riley, to someone that writes to me online That's how the Mets kind of view him, I suppose. At number 7, Elian Pena, who might be the Mets' best prospect, pound for pound as a hitter, just as a player, and he's right now as a shortstop, 17 years old. They signed him in January to the biggest contract in the National League. He will be ready, who knows, in a few years. Ryan Clifford, number 8, first baseman, outfielder. I think he'll be in the majors next year at some point. He has a chance to do something no Mets minor league has ever done. He's got a chance to hit 30 home runs in the minor leagues, and no Met minor league has ever done that. He's right now in Double A. I expect him to be in Triple A probably in September. And then we talk about him making the major league club next year. A.J. Ewing, I believe he's in Double A, I believe. He's a second baseman outfielder on this list. He's number 9. Number 10, Mitch Voigt. The Mets drafted him this year at number 38 overall. He'll be a second baseman in the majors. He will be in the majors, I would think. I think the top 10 guys so far, I think all of these guys, these top 10 guys, will be in the majors at one point or another. Yeah. I mean, who knows about Payne? He's many years away, but they're going to be in the majors. It's one thing he's going to be a star or whatever, but they'll be in the majors. Number 11, Jack Winninger, right-handed pitcher. Number 12, Eli Serrano III, an outfielder. He might be a year or two. It might be 2 years away. Number 13 is Jonathan Santucci, the Mets' best lefty in their system. They drafted him out of Duke University. Number 2 last year. Chris Suarez, a catcher, first baseman, left fielder. He's gotten 29 stolen bases this year. He's from the Bronx. I believe that he will be knocking on the door sometime next year. Probably sometime at the end of next year. And right now he's in Double A. Number 15, Will Watson, right-handed pitcher. Number 16, Nick Morabito. He's in Double A. I could see him we'll get a long look at him in spring training. Number 17, catcher Diverson Gutierrez. Number 18, one of the guys they got for David Robertson a few years ago, Marco Vargas. Number 19, Boston Barrow. Number 20, Jonathan Pintaro. We saw him early in the season with the Mets. Number 21, Peter Cusseau, who they drafted this year as a right-handed pitcher. Jeremy Rodriguez, infielder. I don't know what his deal is. He's really struggled in, I guess, St. Lucie or Brooklyn, wherever he is. He's not done a great job this year. Number 23, Dylan Ross, right-handed pitcher. I expect him to be knocking on the door next year with the Mets. Another reliever, Ryan Lambert, a guy they drafted last year. I expect him to be knocking on the door next year in the major leagues. And relievers can come very quickly. Number 25, Giovanni Rodriguez, who might be the Mets' best catching prospect. They signed him last year to a massive, massive contract. He's a guy to keep an eye on. He's going to go up these lists very quickly, and he's had a very good year in the DSL. And number 26, Douglas Orellana. Don't know much about him. Number 27, Davio Hurtado, left-handed pitcher. Don't know much about him. Number 28, Franklin Gomez. Ditto, left-handed pitcher. Don't know much. Number 29, Edward Lantigua, outfielder. He's been a guy I've been reading a lot of. He's had a lot of good nights. The Mets' number 3 pick this year, Antonio Jimenez at number 30 as a shortstop. I don't know what the deal is with him, how far he is. Number 31, Zach Thornton, the second best lefty in the Mets system. Number 32, Joel Diaz. 33, Brendan Gert. We've read a lot of good things about him, a lot of good outings. Jace Hampson at number 34. Number 35, Felipe De La Cruz, left-handed pitcher, reliever. Number 36, starter R.J. Gordon. Number 37, Trey Schneider, infielder. Number 38, right-handed pitcher, Joanda Suarez. Number 39, Edgar Moreta, right-handed pitcher. Number 40, Ronald Hernandez. He's slipping and slipping and slipping. Catcher, first baseman. I believe he's in Double A. Or single A, whatever he is. Yeah. And, of course, he's another player that was picked up for David Robertson. Number 41, Jose Chirinos, right-handed pitcher. Number 42, right-handed pitcher Noah Hall had a good night on Friday. Number 43, Jose Cabrera. Number 44, DeAndre Smith, who's come out of nowhere to be top 50. Number 4, because he's a player that's been sort of struggled, offensively with the power. Number 45, Dom Hamill. We saw him get a look in the bullpen. Did not come in the game. Right-handed pitcher. He's a guy that was a prospect that he was not protected in the 4-5 draft, and now he's on the Mets 40-man roster. Number 46, Junior Amparo, utility man. Number 47, this is a new name. It's a name I've not heard. Camden Lohman. Well, I believe the Mets drafted him this year, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, he was drafted this year. Number 48, Kevin Parada, who I don't believe he was on the list last year. A couple months ago. So that's a new name. That's the name back on the list. He's 48. He's top 10 like a year and a half ago. Number 49, Nick LaRusso. Number 50. This is a guy to keep an eye on. He's been tearing it up in the lower minor leagues. Randy Guzman, first baseman, third baseman, right fielder. I believe he's in the Florida Complex League. Keep an eye on him. He could be a fast climber on this list. They wrote some other things here. Let me read it. A few other arms to keep an eye on are right-handed pitcher Irvin Cota, right-handed pitcher Luis Alvarez, right-handed pitcher Franiel Diaz, right-handed pitcher Dakota Hawkins, right-handed pitcher Brett Banks, right-handed pitcher Alex Carrillo, right-handed pitcher Joshua Corneli, right-handed pitcher Saul Garcia, right-handed pitcher Jonathan Jimenez, right-handed pitcher Christopher Gomez, right-handed pitcher Brian Meadow. Just because you're not on the top 550s list doesn't mean you're not going to make an impact in the major leagues and have a chance to really help people, help the Mets or any other team. Notable layers currently on the injured list include, right-handed pitcher Matt Allen again, right-handed pitcher Dylan Seabrake, left-handed pitcher Zach Thornton, right-handed pitcher Calvin Ziegler. Very unfortunate. Ziegler, the Mets drafted him, and he has not pitched in 4 years. Same thing with Matt Allen. Boy, oh boy. He was pitching great, and then he got hurt again. First baseman is Stanley Mercado. Right-handed pitcher, Joanda Suarez. Left-handed pitcher, Luis R. Rodriguez. Right-handed pitcher, Jace Hampson, which we talked about. Right-handed pitcher, Ethan Lathier. Let's sign him. I drafted him last year. And right-handed pitcher, Edgar Moretta. So, these guys are always going to be hurt. That's the problem. And pitching is always going to get hurt. The Mets farm system continues to produce starting pitching prospects. Still, key development this year has been the strong growth of multiple top hitting prospects and a handful of hard throwing relief pitchers nearing the majors. Mets traded 9 players who were on my original midseason top 50 list. Jesus Baez being the top ranked at number 7. Baez is going to be a major leaguer. How good he's going to be, I don't know yet. But he's got very good power, so that's the big calling card that he has. But he's going to be either shortstop, short term, but certainly a third baseman long term. But I would also mention that Drew Gilbert, who was on this list for many years, was called up by the Giants, so he's going to get a chance very quickly of getting a major league at bats, and we'll see him in the majors. Too bad it's not for the Mets. It would have been nice, but that's the nature of baseball. That's the story. Well, thank you for watching. Of course, please subscribe, and I'll see you later. Well, welcome back to the Prospect Hut, and hopefully you like this video. And hit that subscribe button. In this video, we're going to talk about the Mets' top 30 prospects. A list compiled by SNY. Now, I've not seen 99% of these players. I've seen them little bits and pieces of here and there on SNY when they put the games on. But this is a group of players not seen. So this is SNY has seen these players. And this is their top 30 for 2025. It's the mid-season top 30. And I think this includes also the Mets draft as well. So we're just going to skip the preamble. But we'll get into the scouting reports about these players. 30 guys here. Number 1, infielder, center fielder, Jet Williams. After missing most of the 2024 season with a wrist injury, Jet has bounced back to look like himself. As of this writing, he's hitting .278 with an .870 OPS. Double-A Binghamton is the only player in minor league baseball with 25 doubles, 25 plus steals, and 10 plus home runs. The well-bits 5'6" Williams has above-average bat-to-ball skills, plus plate discipline and average, flashing above-average power. He's a plus runner who can make an impact on the base paths and can handle all 3 up-the-middle positions. Most evaluators, the writer speaks to prefer him as second to center, but Jet's versatility is valuable. He's the type of player you can see being a dynamic, top-of-the-order threat. he will be an everyday player, and he can hit. That's very important to be able to hit. Before the draft, the word was if he was taller, if he was over 6 feet, he would have won a top 5. He went 14th overall in 2022. Number 2 is one of the big success stories of the Mets minor leagues. That's right-handed pitcher Jonah Tong. What more is there to say about him? He has gone from a 7th-round pick with some raw pitch metrics to an ascending prospect to generally one of the best pitching prospects in minor league baseball. In 92 innings as of this writing, Tong is second among minor league pitchers with at least 90 innings pitched in ERA, 1.66. These all minor league pitchers and strikeouts, which is now 157. Strikeout average at that time at 40.6%, and his dirt and whip. His repertoire features a fastball that will sit 93 to 95 and touch 97 with elite carry on it. Generating north of 20 inches of induced vertical break. He has an old school mid-70s 12 to 6 curve, and his new Vulcan change has been an incredible weapon this year. He still is working on finding a consistent tight slider cutter shape, and he will even tell you he needs continued growth of his command. Tong has a chance to be a legitimate number 2 type of starter. He's expected to be in the majors in 26 as well as Jet Williams. Number 3, outfielder Carson Benge. Mets took Benge with the number 19 pick in the 2024 MLB draft as a two-way player out of Oklahoma State. He gave up pitching and has focused exclusively on hitting, and he has had one of the best professional seasons from the class. He's quickly emerged as a consensus top 100 prospect in baseball, and the writer thinks you will see him inside multiple top 50 lists soon. Among all minor league players with at least 350 plate appearances, Benge has, of this writing, is second in OPS. Specifically, his bat has really taken off once he left the more difficult environment that was Brooklyn for Binghamton. In 25 AA games, he is slashing .370, and he has an 1132 OPS. With 4 doubles, a triple, 8 home runs, and a 16 to 14 walk to strikeout ratio. From a tool standpoint, Benge is considered above average across the board offensively, whether that is his hit tool, power tool, or plate discipline. He's a professional hitter with a natural opposite field approach. He's really shown the ability to turn on the ball at AA. His swing can be a little long, which leads some scouts to wonder if he will be susceptible to velocity, but that has yet to be an issue in Pro Bowl. He was mostly a right field in college, but the Mets have given him plenty of opportunity to play center field, and they have been impressed by his growth and reactions in his reads. He's an average to slight above average athlete, so it remains to be seen how he would translate in center field long term, but the Mets will continue to have him grow there. Benge is flying through the system, and the writer expects him to be knocking the door on the big league level at some point in 2026. Very exciting prospect. Right-handed pitcher, number 4, Nolan McLean. McLean has been a model consistency this year. After allowing only 4 earned runs in 26 and a third AA innings, McLean was promoted to AAA Syracuse, where pitchers often find a big adjustment. He hasn't missed a beat. In 14 appearances across 77 2/3 innings with Syracuse, he has a 3.01 ERA and 83 strikeouts. McLean will throw 5 pitches, headlined by his mid-80s sweeper, which is one of the nastiest pitches in minor league baseball, that has generated 30% whiff rate at AAA. He makes it in 2 fastball shapes and a sinker and a 4-seamer that average above 95 miles per hour and will touch 97. He also has a cutter and a curveball that he can really spin, but only throws 9% of the time. In that sample size, he's generating with whiffs at a 49% clip. So he should throw that pitch even more, probably. There are a few things for McLean to work on, specifically against left-handed hitting, but the writer thinks he is close to being big league ready. The writer personally would be surprised if he did not see him in Queens in 2025, so we could see him this year. Brandon Sproat. Sproat's fall on this list is a combination of the excellent seasons that the above prospects have had and some levels of inconsistency that Sproat has shown throughout the season. A lot of that can be attributed to his overthinking and trying to outsmart opposing hitters early in the season rather than trusting his stuff. Since the end of June, Sproat has really turned his season around. In 33 innings, he has a 0.55 ERA with 39 strikeouts, and opposing hitters are only hitting 145. He's back to attacking hitters with his fastball that sits in the mid-upper 90s and has touched 100 miles per hour in each of those starts. He also throws a sinker that has helped him generate a 56% ground ball rate in the season. He mixes in 2 breaking balls with a sweeper and a gyro slider, which means that could be a weapon versus lefties, but has some inconsistencies. Much like McLean, the writer thinks Sproat is nearing a big league opportunity. Number 6. First baseman Ryan Clifford. Clifford is still the biggest power threat in the Mets system, around the 60 grade on the 20 to 80 scouting scale. The 21-year-old has taken a step forward in every statistical category in his second year at Double-A. He is hitting .245 with a .484 slugging percentage, with 17 doubles, 21 home runs, and 70 RBIs, while trimming his strikeout percentage by over 3% from last year. His 21 homers are tied for 6th in minor league baseball. While the strikeout rate is still a little higher than you'd expect at 26%, Cliff is taking strides and being more aggressive early in counts than he was in 24, when at times it seemed like he was simply trying to work counts. At 25, he's now hunting pitches regardless of count, but has good enough plate discipline to take his walks. Defensively, Clifford will play some right field where he does have a strong throwing arm but lacks in range and will likely keep him as a first baseman at the next level. The regular season promotion to AAA occurring in 25, putting Clifford on the big league radar sometime next year. He has a chance to be a low average, high on base percentage, middle of the order power bat. So 2026. Let's have a lot of players top 5 that are going to be with the Mets next year. Shortstop Elian Pena at number 7. Pena signed with the Mets in January 25 for $5 million, which is the franchise record bonus for an international amateur. Pena started his professional career in the Dominican Summer League by going 0 for 26. Not ideal, but in 34 games since then, Pena is hitting .330 with a .449 on-base percentage, .563 slugging percentage. That's an OPS of .1012. With 9 doubles, 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, and 15 stolen bases, got now 20 stolen bases, while posting a strong 25 to 18 walk to strikeout ratio. The 17-year-old comes equipped with a plus bat to ball skills and plate discipline. Advanced knowledge of the strike zone showed up in showcases even before turning professional, as well as in batting practice, where he will refuse to swing at pitches that he deems to be a ball, as to not make a habit out of swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. He has good bat speed and projects to have above average power and a chance to be a 25 home run type of bat down the road as he physically matures. Defensively, most project that he will end up at third, but the Mets will start his career at a position of comfort at shortstop. Pena may have the highest ceiling of any prospect in the Mets system, but he's years away from potentially contributing at the major league level. Expect him with the Mets in 2029. Number 8, and this guy's a high rise. This guy is another guy that was hurt all last year. Third baseman Jacob Reimer. Reimer is a beneficiary of the hitting lab that is the same space as the pitching lab in Port St. Lucie. Now, there isn't the same level of tech related to hitting as there is pitching, but the utilization of force plates as well as mechanical analysis helped develop a new stance for Reimer that has led to a breakout 25. After missing largely all of 24 for a torn hamstring, Reimer has bounced back to hit .267 with 24 doubles, 12 home runs, and 57 RBIs between High A Brooklyn and Double A Binghamton. I would mention he had 3 home runs in a game for Brooklyn early in the season. Reimer has average bat-to-ball skills, but grades above average in raw power as well as plate discipline. Defensively, he has enough arm and good hands at third, enough so that evaluators believe he could stick there with first base. The option, though that would put extra emphasis on the bat. Unlike some of the prospects above that have high ceilings, Reimer makes the list here as more of a floor player who could be a future starting third baseman. Now, from what I've heard from people that work in the Mets organization, the belief is that he could be like an Austin Riley type. That's not me saying that. Someone else. At number 9, outfielder A.J. Ewing. Ewing was a 4th-round compensatory pick in the 23 MLB draft that the Mets received when Jacob deGrom signed with the Texas Rangers. He was likely the writer's biggest oversight in his preseason top 30 list, where he just missed, and he has had a massive 25 season. In 91 games between Low A St. Lucie and High A Brooklyn, Ewing has hitting .318 with an OPS of .864, 18 doubles, 8 triples, 3 home runs, and 56 stolen bases. Ewing is a plus athlete who has transitioned smoothly in center field. Offensively, he thrives with his pitch recognition as well as not swinging and missing. The writer doesn't think home run power will be a big part of his game, though he does have some room to physically mature and show the ability to put the ball and pull the ball with authority at times. Where Ewing could thrive is focusing on a gap-to-gap line drive approach and utilizing his wheels. Ewing is a fun player with room for a little more physical maturation, who should start 26th at AA level as a 21-year-old. So he should be with the Mets in 2028. Number 10, Jonathan Santucci. Santucci was the Mets' second-round pick in the 24 MLB draft out of Duke. He was a former two-way player who became a full-time pitcher for the first time in his last year of college. After a slow start to his professional career at 65 innings since May 16th, the lefty has posted 2.08 ERA, and batters have hit 175, and he struck out 77. Santucci has a clean delivery with 2+ pitches with his mid-90s fastball and mid-80s gyro slider. There's some reliever risk as he needs to continue to refine his third pitch and his command. But he's a hard-working kid who people believe will get there. If you put the package together, there is no reason this could be a future number 3 or number 4 type of starter. He's the Mets' best lefty in their system. Next up is, and what do they say for him? He's going to be here. Santucci will be here in 2027. Next up is right-handed pitcher Jack Winninger. He has had a breakout 2025 AA with a 2.84 ERA and 101 in the third innings with 113 strikeouts. The 113 strikeouts has him tied with McLean for 11th in all of minor league baseball. He has a tick up in velocity with his fastball now touching 97. His splitter is a swing and miss offering. He also mixed in a 2-seam fastball, curveball, and gyro slider. Profiles like a back-end starter. Okay, could be a reliever. 27. Number 12, Boston Barrow. This is a buy-in on the tools. Barrow hasn't had the best season statistically, though. Over the last 28 days, he's hitting .300. He has above-average bat-to-ball and pitch recognition skills. He still needs to impact the baseball more, but the writer thinks that he's a pure hitter. He is a slightly above-average athlete who has stolen 24 bases and played second, short, and third, with third base likely being his best position to play to his strong throwing arm. He's expected in the major leagues in 2028. Now, this is all projections when these guys are going to be at the major league level. And some of them, unfortunately, are not going to make it to the majors. Some of them are going to get traded. We've seen some of them get traded already. Next up, number 13, outfielder Eli Serrano III. Serrano, in a way, is the opposite of Barrow. He got off to a great start, but has struggled more of late. He had an ankle injury that set him back. He's getting back into the flow of things. He has 17 doubles, 7 home runs, and 73 games for High A Brooklyn. He has good weight and strength to his 6'5" frame that should lead to at least above average power once he leaves the confines of Brooklyn. He also possesses a good plan at the plate. He has played a fair amount of center field and handled himself adequately. Most believe he will profile best in right field, where his plus arm will play. 2027. At number 14, right-handed pitcher Will Watson. Watson was the Mets' 7th-round pick in the 2024 MLB draft out of USC. He's made strides in his first professional season working with the Mets' pitching development program, posting a 2.76 ERA. He has a 4-pitch mix with a fastball that will sit 94 to 95 miles per hour and touch 97 miles per hour. He also throws a change of gyro slider and cutter. He will continue to refine his command, but this has early signs of another Mets pitching development win. 2027. Next up is outfielder Nick Morabito. Morabito is the Mets organizational player of the year in 24 and has continued his trajectory in 25, hitting .284 with 23 doubles, 4 home runs, and 34 stolen bases. His calling card is his athleticism. There's little doubt that he can handle center field at the next level. He has good bat-to-ball skills, but needs to prove the quality of contact. He has begun to pepper gaps more this year. It is possible that this is a fourth outfielder profile, but Morbido, the writer says, is a future big leaguer. Again, 27. Next up, catcher, first baseman, outfielder Chris Suaro. First catcher on our list. The Bronx native is the most versatile player in the Mets system. He has spent considerable time at catcher, first, and left this year, where he's hitting .238 with 15 home runs, 59 RBIs, and 27 stolen bases in 85 games between High A Brooklyn and recently Double-A Binghamton. There may not be a plus tool in his bag, but he's an average across the board with a chance for above-average power. He's also from the Bronx, by the way. His versatility will likely carry him to the big leagues, even if it is in a reserve role where he can almost be a bonus player of his versatility, including catching. He'll be in the big leagues in 2027. It's funny, the first group of players, all the guys are going to be in 26, and then the next grouping is going to be here at 27. Number 17, Mitch Voigt, second baseman. Voigt was the Mets' first round pick in the 2025 MLB draft out of Michigan, where he has a breakout season for the Wolverines of a 1140 OPS. The former two-way player began focusing exclusively on hitting in his final year of college, and that would be the path forward with the Mets. Offensively, he has excellent bat speed and in-zone contact rates. His swing is natural, lofting the ball in the air, and he posts above average, at times plus exit velocities. He is a good athlete who arrived at second despite never playing it before this season. The writer will look at him as more of a high floor player rather than a big ceiling. 2027. Next up is number 18, infielder Marco Vargas. Vargas was the headlining return of the David Robinson trade back in 2023. At one time, he was a top 10 prospect in the system, but missed most of last year with a wrist injury, and his 25 has been just solid. He has above average bat to ball and pitch recognition skills, but really does not impact the baseball at all. He's a solid athlete who has played around the infield and has stolen 33 bases. He probably projects more as a backup infield type. If his hit tool carries him through he probably projects more as a backup infield type if his hit tool carries him through the upper minors. At number 19, right-handed pitcher Dylan Ross. Ross, a pure reliever, was a 13th round pick in the 2022 MLB draft. But due to Tommy John revision in 23, he did not make his professional debut until September of 2024. He has since flown through the Mets system, making it all the way to AAA in his first pro season. He has a 2.23 ERA in 36 and third innings with a whopping 61 strikeouts. It is a power arsenal with a fastball that will sit in the upper 90s and touch triple digits. His splitter is a plus offering at 90 to 91, and he's generated 61% whiff rate on that pitch. He also has an upper 80s gyro slider that he's thrown 30% of the time and has generated a 75% whiff rate. The writer wouldn't rule out a big league debut in 25, but given the Mets trade deadline, he will lean for 2026. Number 20, infielder Trey Schneider. Schneider was the Mets' 5th round pick in the 2024 MLB draft, where the Mets signed him for an above-average slot of $1.3 million. I'm going to give you the whole details. Although he hasn't put up much by way of stats this year, the Mets are pleased with his advanced plan at the plate and work ethic. He can stand for further physical maturation to impact the ball more. Defensively, he grades out above average, spending most of his time at third base this year. Number 21. And let me just go back for a moment. They say Trey Schneider will be in the majors by 2029. Let's see. Number 21. Right-handed pitcher Ryan Lambert. Lambert, another reliever, was drafted in the 8th round of the 24 MLB draft out of Oklahoma. And 37 and third innings, split between High A Brooklyn and Double-A Binghamton. Lambert has a 1.93 ERA in 37 and third innings with 60 strikeouts. He's a vintage power reliever repertoire, with his fastball that sits 95 to 97 and will touch 100 miles per hour with a power mid-upper 80 slider. The writer expects him to make his big league debut in 26. He has a chance to be a high leverage reliever. So that's a late inning guy next year. Number 22, Jonathan Pintaro. We saw Pintaro briefly at the big league level, and we know the story of him being signed out of independent ball just over a year ago. He's converting from starter to reliever, but still manages a 5-pitch mix. A 4-seam fastball, up to 97 miles per hour, a cutter, sweeper, changeup, and gyro slider. He likely projects best as a multi-inning relief option. He's already been here. At number 23. And this guy might be the best catching prospect the Mets have. And he's so low on the list because he's so young. Giovanni Rodriguez. Rodriguez had a tough pro debut in 2024. After being the Mets' top international signing in that period. In his second go in the Dominican Summer League, he's hitting .333 with 958 OPS. He's a hit over power profile with an advanced knowledge of the strike zone for an 18-year-old. Defensively, he has grown as a receiver, but his strength is the plus arm. He has thrown out 33% of base runners this year. He should be in the majors in 2030. At number 24, left-handed pitcher Zach Thornton. Thornton has been out since the end of June with an oblique injury, but prior to that, he was having a big year. 72 2/3 innings between High A Brooklyn and Double A. Thornton posted a 1.98 ERA with 78 strikeouts and a minuscule 11 walks. He won't blow away anyone with pure stuff, but he's pitchability left-hander who can control his whole arsenal. He throws both a 4-seam and 2-seam fastball in the 91 to 94 mile per hour range to go with a gyro slider, curveball, and changeup. He has the feel of a future back of the rotation type of starter, which would be a big player development win. He'll be in the majors next year. Catcher Diverson Gutierrez. Gutierrez's best trait is putting the bat on the ball and avoiding the strikeout. In 72 games with Low A St. Lucie, he has almost as many walks as strikeouts. He shows the natural ability to loft the baseball, but he needs to hit it harder more consistently. Defensively, he's an average receiver with above-average arm strength, but suboptimal pop times has led to some stolen base issues early in his career. The 19-year-old has a toolbox, but he is still very raw. 2029. Jeremy Rodriguez. Rodriguez was the prospect the Mets acquired from Arizona for Tommy Pham in 2023. He got off to a hot start with the Mets organization, but 25 has been a struggle. He still is just 19 and excels at avoiding chase and swinging and missing. He needs some more real physical maturation as he does not impact the baseball much at all. He's an average athlete who can handle both second base and shortstop. His ETA is 2028. At number 27, outfielder Edward Lantigua. Lantigua was the Mets' 2024 Dominican Summer League Player of the Year. He's having a strong first season stateside with the Complex League, hitting .288 with 832 OPS. He is impressed with his plate discipline with more walks than strikeouts. His above-average raw power has shown more in batting practice. The 18-year-old has plenty of room to physically mature and turn that raw power into game power. He's an above-average athlete who plays primarily center field but has dabbled in the corners. It'll be interesting to see what happens as he continues to physically mature. And now we're up to and he'll be in the majors in 2029. Number 28, Peter Kuzo. Kuzo is the only other 2025 draft pick to crack this list as a 4th-round pick out of high school in Wisconsin. The Mets signed him for $897,000, which is second-round money. He's a projectable 6'5", 205-pounder with broad shoulders and some natural stuff. He is raw as is usual for cold-weather pitchers, but he has a fastball that will touch 97 and a power gyro slider that will get him into the upper 80s. He has a changeup, but it needs work as he didn't really need it in high school. He is a name to watch as we head into 2026. At number 29, and they say he'll be ready in 2030. Number 29 on this list, right-handed pitcher Douglas Orellana. Orellana converted to a full-time reliever this year, and he has dominated the Double-A level with 1.64 ERA in 33 innings with 46 strikeouts. He struggled in his first taste of Triple-A, but he should be back there soon. It is an extreme over-the-top delivery with his primary pitch being an mid-uppers 80s type slider and cutter. He also has a 4-seam fastball that will sit in the mid-90s and a curveball. He will be in the majors, they say, next year. And now we have the last player on this list, and this is a guy that wasn't on any list, but I was with the trades and stuff, everything, and performances being better here and worse there. Right-handed pitcher Jace Hampson. Hampson was the Mets' 18th round pick out of high school in Washington State in 2024. He was a two-way player that is fully moving to pitcher now. He showed a natural ability to throw strikes in his first season for the Complex League, with only 7 walks in 38 innings. He throws both a sinker and four-seam fastball in the 93-94 mile per hour range, and shows a natural ability to spin a gyro slider and curveball. Mets believe there is more in the tank for Hampson, and he is the name to watch in 2026. And he's a guy that should be in the majors by 2029. I hope you like this long video on the top 30 prospects that SNY has put out there. I've not, like I said, I haven't seen these players, so they're giving you a better rundown than I could ever do. So, thank you for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button. Now, welcome back to the Prospect Hut, and hopefully you like this video. This is a channel for Mets prospects. I'm a big Mets fan, as you can tell from the background. And we're talking about Mets prospects and really the minor leagues on the Prospect Hut. I would mention that before we get into the action on Wednesday, I was able to watch the first 2 innings of the Syracuse Mets versus the Charlotte Knights game on SNY. And I was able to watch Brandon Sproat, and I'm going to tell you that he is ready for the majors. I'd be very surprised. I would hope that the Mets bring him up very soon. I don't think there's much more for him to do down there. The first 3 innings of that game, he's completely dominated that lineup, and I think maybe the 3rd inning was a little too long. That's probably why he struggled to get his command back, but he was able to go 6 innings in the game. He gave up 3 runs. I don't have the entire line. I'll have that for Friday. But it was a very telling game from the host to watch, because the last time I'd seen him, I wasn't all that impressed with him, and he was struggling. And they said on the broadcast that he had been struggling to get his changeup effectively working in his favor. And he pitched really well. He had a very good changeup and a very good sweeper. He throws very hard. It's a big difference when you're throwing that changeup and you're throwing up to 97, 98 in a game. So he looks like he's ready, and there's no reason to waste those innings in AAA at this point. That's the help they can get with the rotation. And they need an infusion of blood, to be honest. So with that out of the way, let's talk about what happened on Wednesday. It's from Mesmerized. Clifford Blast 2 for Binghamton. And of course, we have so many prospects that are doing a great job this year. Last year was a real bit of a dud because so many of the Mets farmhands, especially the prospects, were hurt all year. Ryan Clifford cracked 2 homers to bring his Eastern League leading total to 23 homers and AA Binghamton's 6-1 victory over Somerset. The 22-year-old acquired from the Astros in 2023 when the Mets traded Justin Verlander, and of course he was traded with Drew Gilbert. Drew Gilbert's now with the Giants and AAA. Ended Wednesday 2nd in the league in RBIs and 5th in OPS. AAA Syracuse right-handed pitcher Brandon Sproat was named International League Pitcher of the Month for July on Wednesday after going 2-0 with an 0.67 ERA and 27 innings pitched last month. Binghamton outfielder Carson Benge hit .397 with a .482 on-base percentage, .726 slugging percentage for 7 home runs, earned Eastern League Player of the Month honors. So these guys are doing a great job. The Syracuse Mets lost to the Charlotte Knights on Wednesday 6-5 in 5 innings. There was not much here. Luis Acuna went 0 for 3. Pablo Reyes went 1 for 2. Jared Young went 0 for 2. Acuna is hitting .283 and 61 plate appearance for Syracuse. I would expect he'll be back up with the Mets in a couple weeks. Left-handed pitcher Brandon Waddle pitched 2 innings, gave 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, strikeout, and a home run for the loss. At AA, the Binghamton Roan Ponies defeated the Somerset Patriots 6-1. Ryan Clifford went 2 for 5 with a home run and RBI. His OPS is .866. He had a very good year. I expect that there's probably a good chance he'll be in AAA in the next few weeks. Shortstop Jeff Williams went 2 for 4 with double and a run scored and a walk. I expect him as well to go to AAA. Carson Benge went 1 for 5 with a double, 3 RBIs. He drove in 3 runs in 1 inning. Replaced bases clearing double. I wonder if the Mets will call him up to promote him to AAA as well. His OPS in AA is .1070. Third baseman Nick LaRussa went 2 for 4 with a stolen base. His OPS is .768. Catcher Kevin Parada went 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored and a walk. His OPS on the season is .731. His OPS was at its lowest, under .500 about 2 months ago. So he's really turned his season around. I don't know where his prospect status is, probably gone. But I would think that he'll be in the majors, I think. I don't think he's going to be a prospect. I don't know what kind of player he's going to be yet. But he will be in the majors. Jet Williams hit his league leading 29th double. He also leads the league in OPS. Another day, another bench highlight. And it was a 3-run double, like I said. Left-handed pitcher Luis Moreno pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, a walk, 2 strikeouts. Ben Simon pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, and struck out a batter. Simon made his first appearance with Binghamton since being promoted from Brooklyn, where he pitched to a 3.86 ERA and struck out 40 and 37 in the 3rd innings. In Brooklyn, the Cyclones defeated the Hudson Valley Renegades 7-4. Eli Serrano III went 3 for 5 with a double and RBI. Stolen base, runs scored, his OPS 720. He's been struggling a little bit. Catcher Vincent Perozzo went 3 for 4 with a double, 2 runs scored. His OPS is 1071. Callum Houck has struggled considerably in Brooklyn. He's gone 1 for 5 with a home run. His OPS is 488. AJ Ewing went 1 for 5 with a double, a run scored, and RBI, and his OPS is 787. Hal Comer for the 2nd straight game. Serrano's 24, drafted in the 4th round last year out of North Carolina State, ranked number 12 in Mesmerized's online mid-season top 50 prospect list. I don't have to go through that list as well. I went through the list for SNY. We'll go through Mesmerized list as well in the next few days. Will Watson, right-handed pitcher, pitched 4 in the 3rd innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 3 strikeouts, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, and a home run. At Low A St. Lucie, the St. Lucie Mets defeated the Tampa Tarpons 6-4. I don't know what the hell's a tarpon. Can somebody tell me that? 3rd baseman Jeremy Rodriguez went 1 for 3. He's really not had a good year. And his OPS is 561. Newly drafted and signed Mitch Voigt went 0 for 3 with a stolen base, 2 runs scored, 2 walks. Trace Wilhoit went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a stolen base. Voigt picked in the 1st round of the draft last month from the University of Michigan is off to a 1 for 13 start. The 20-year-old hit 14 homers, stole 14 bases, posted 1140 OPS at 56 games for the Wolverines this year. Jose Guevara pitched 3 in the 3rd innings, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Right-handed pitcher Juan Arnold went 3 innings, gave up a walk, struck out 5 for the win. Arnold of the Dominican Republic has struck out 44 and 38 in the 3rd innings. His ERA is down significantly from last year, when it was 4.002 and 40 in the 3rd innings pitched for St. Lucie, and now it's at 2.58 on the season. So he's had a very good season for him. And of course, like I said at the beginning of this video, I was able to watch Brandon Sproat pitch. I did not see Nolan McLean's game last night because it wasn't on SNY, but I was able to watch this game on the other day on SNY with Sproat, and he pitched really well. And like I said, I expect him. I would expect there's going to be a lot of talk, probably a lot of discussion right now about where the Mets view him in terms of his prospect status and his his ability to be at the major league level. That is going to be very interesting over the next few days. We don't have to wait. We can wait at least another 5 days. If he's pitching another 5 days, I think it's a big mistake from what I saw tonight. He was dominant for 3 innings, and then he was able to sort of manage the last 3 innings of this game. And that's something you look at too. It's not just about the result and the overwhelming result, but also how they managed the innings. I think he threw 45 pitches in the first 3 innings. There was a very low pitch count. It wasn't anything crazy. It was very manageable. I don't know the total amount, but it was very manageable early in the game. So, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later. Well, welcome back to the Prospect Hut. We're talking about Mets prospects. We've got a lot of stuff going on here in the Mets farm system. Obviously, I did a video earlier, late yesterday, about the Syracuse Mets are going to change their name, the affiliate. I don't know if that's a portent of the team, the major league team, and of course the minor league team separating in a few years. But we got minor league update for you. This is from Tuesday. I also have the wrap with what happened in July. So this is a two-part video, and here we go. And this is from Mets Rise. McLean and Jonah Tong dominate. Now the Mets starting pitching, Jonah Tong, Nolan McLean, and Brandon Sproat are getting very close to the major leagues. They are getting extremely close, and I would suggest the Mets should call them up now. Just start calling them up and getting promoted too. Jonah, by the way, is in Double A. He's completely dominated Double A. I don't know why he's still doing there. Two of the Mets' top pitching prospects, Nolan McLean and Jonah Tong, pressed again on Tuesday with dominant starts. In the Dominican Summer League, top international signee Elian Pena shined as well, belting a 6th home run and swiping his 20th base in just 45 games. He's, interesting to see what Mets' plans are for him, because he is just lighting it up down there at that very difficult start that he had. The Syracuse Mets destroyed the Charlotte Knights 11-0. Jarrett Young went 3 for 5 with a double, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. His OPS 939. Too bad he couldn't do that when he was with the Mets. Gilberto Celestino went 2 for 3 with a home run, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs and a walk. OPS 764. Luis Angel Acuna continues to hit singles, went 2 for 5. Syracuse Mets dominated on both sides of the ball, Tuesday routing the Charlotte Knights 11-0. Jarrett Young extended his hitting streak to 5 games, collecting 4 extra base hits during that span. Nolan McLean pitched 5 2/3 innings, and remember that, 1 hit, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. McLean delivered another gem for the Syracuse Mets, lowering his ERA on the season to 2.81. His fastball topped out at 97.3 miles per hour, and he generated 15 whiffs. With the Major League club looking for stability and length from its starting rotation, the 2025 promotion for McLean seems more like a matter of when than if. Same thing with Sproat, to be honest with you. They are both right on the absolute verge of being part of the Major League team. In Double A, the Binghamton Roma opponents lost to the Somerset Patriots 3-2. Catcher Chris Suaro went 1 for 3. His OPS there is 837. Just got recently promoted. Jet Williams went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. Ryan Clifford went 2 for 4 with runs scored and a double. With him, I expect him to spend probably most of the year in Double A. He needs just more seasoning, and but a lot of these guys are getting so close to the majors. We're going to be talking about them making the club next year, very early on. Despite Jonah Tong's dominance, the Roma ponies fell 3-2 in their series opener against Somerset. Suaro, after a slow start in Double A, has begun to find his groove, collecting 4 hits, 3 for extra bases, and 4 RBIs during a 3-game hitting streak. Carson Benge took an 0-for in the game. Right-handed pitcher Jonah Tong pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. He delivered another stellar outing for the Roma ponies, trimming his season ERA to 1.58. Now get this, folks. Over 97 games, he posted a 0.98 whip, 154 strikeouts, 40.6% strikeout rate, while allowing just 47 hits. Complete, total domination. And he should be in AAA now. This should be his last start in AA. The Hudson Valley Renegades defeated the Brooklyn Cyclones 4-2. Colin Houck, who's been struggling since he got promoted, went 2 for 4 with his first home run in Brooklyn with the RBI and a strikeout. His OPS there is 464. Right field Eli Serrano went 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI. First round pick Colin Houck provided a highlight, blasting his first high A homer and 9th of the season overall. Joel Diaz pitched 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Gregory Luis pitched a third of an inning, gave up 2 runs, earned 3 hits and a walk. The St. Lucie Mets lost to the Tampa Tarpons 5-4. Randy Guzman went 1 for 1 for the double. His OPS is 1076. Right fielder John Bay went 1 for 3 for a home run, 3 RBIs, 1 walk, and a strikeout. Despite a late inning rout, the St. Lucie Mets fell to the Tampa Tarpons 5-4 on Tuesday. Randy Guzman, who has dominated since his promotion to low A on July 24th, left in the second inning with an injury. Prior to his departure, he hit a ground rule double to raise his St. Lucie OPS 1076. The season OPS sits at 889. Left-handed pitcher Davio Hurtado pitched 4 1/3 innings, gave up 10 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He delivered, they say he delivered a solid outing or whatever. Marking his 7th start and 8 low A appearance with 1 or fewer runs allowed. Here we go. Dominican Summer League teams split their Tuesday matchups. DSL Blue won 8-5, while DSL Orange won 13-10. Elian Pena had a day, going 3 for 3 of a home run, 2 walks, and 5 runs scored. The 17-year-old top prospect has driven his OPS to 907, 20 stolen bases in his first 45 professional games. So he's another highlight reel starting to show itself. He's been just unbelievable since the start of the season. For his professional career, it's quite impressive. So just hold on. We're going to have another part to this video. Now here's the Mets minor league players of the month, in particular Brandon Sproat, and of course Carson Benge. And you know, Carson Benge was drafted last year from the wonderful University of Oklahoma. This is from Mesmerized. July is in the books, which means it's time to see how the Mets minor leaguers played during the dog days of summer. And there's no bigger dogs than the players at the major league level. AAA. Hitter of the month. Wow. Speaking of a dog, here's Francisco Alvarez. He actually did really well. We'll skip him because he's in the major leagues. That doesn't. We'll skip him. But the pitching side, this Brandon Sproat, he pitched 5 games had 27 innings, 14 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 33 strikeouts, 8 walks to 0.67 ERA, a 0.81 WHIP. Talk about a comeback. After struggling in AAA to finish last season and for most of the first half of this year, Sproat turned in July for the ages. His velocity has seemingly returned, and with it, so had the results. His July ERA is over 3 full runs lower than his next closest ERA in a single month, 4.15 in June, and his 33 punch-outs marked the first time he's broken 20 in a month. Sproat's lengthy AAA struggles have caused him to slide down the Mets' top prospect list and off the MLB top 100 prospect list, but if he maintains this level of success throughout the rest of the season, he could find himself back on them. These lists don't mean anything. And pitching can come from anywhere, and I talked about that for many years, that a pitcher can explode on the scene or come back on the scene. Binghamton Rumble Ponies, hitter of the month, Carson Benge. In 18 games, he had 397, 482 on base percentage, 726 slugging percentage, for 1208 OPS, 3 doubles, 7 home runs, 23 runs scored, 17 RBIs, 11 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Double A is where the top prospects in the Mets system are, and there might not be a single hitter across the entire minor leagues with more helium than Carson Benge. The 2024 first-round pick destroyed baseballs in July and has catapulted himself into being one of the best outfield prospects in baseball if he could stick out there. The Mets could have their center field solution as soon as next season. Benge's July was so good it overshadowed what it was a great month for many Rumble Ponies hitters. Ryan Clifford had hit 8 home runs and had a 1020 OPS. DeAndre Smith hit 350 with a 935 OPS. Nick LaRusso hit 305 with a 384 OPS. Jet Williams turned in another good month. However, Benge was so good, no one else was even close. Pitcher of the month, and he's really been the pitcher of the year for the Mets. That's Jonah Tong. He pitched 4 games, 4 starts, 19 innings, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 31 strikeouts, 9 walks, to a 1.42 ERA for WHIP of 1. Another month, another stretch of Jonah Tong dominance. He should be in AAA. There's not much more to say about him at this point. He's the best pitching prospect in the Mets system. He's one of the best pitching prospects in baseball. Might still be underrated nationally. His fastball is gross. His curveball is a weapon. His slider plays, and his new Vulcan change appears to be working. There's really one question left. What is he still doing at Double A? I don't know. Don't know. He shouldn't be in Double A anymore. The Brooklyn Cyclones. Hitter of the month was A.J. Ewing. In 21 games, he had 291 with a 360 on-base percentage, 405 slugging percentage. He had two triples, 7 doubles. For as good as the Cyclones' offense was in the first half of the season, That's how bad it has been in the second half. A lot of guys have been promoted. A.J. Ewan has been the exception. He hasn't torn the cover off the ball, but he's been consistently good after being promoted from single A in April. The power is still a work in progress. Likely won't ever be a massive part of his game. But he's still just 20 and turned 21 on August 10th. So there's plenty of time for it to improve, and it should. Ewan has been one of the larger breakout prospects for the Mets this season. He's jumped from the low 820s into the top 100 among prospects in the Mets system. And if things break right next season, he has a chance to become a top 100 prospect in baseball. Pitcher of the month, Will Watson. In 6 games, all starts, pitched 27 innings, 17 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 29 strikeouts, 12 walks, an ERA of 2.00, and a whip of 1.07. Mets are so pitching rich in the minor leagues it is absurd. Brooklyn's offense struggled in July, but the pitching carried on unfazed. 4 different pitchers threw double digit innings with an ERA under 2, and yet Will Watson takes the crown thanks to his whole body work and still stellar ERA. He threw 8 more innings than any other Cyclone pitcher in July and did so as effectively as anyone. A 7th-round pick in 24, Watson has been one of the best pitchers in the system this season. He has a really strong fastball, a great changeup, a good slider, and a new cutter that has become a weapon for him. He's on track to start 2026 in Double-A. Once you make it Double-A, the big leagues can be right around the corner. Again, you never know where a guy's going to come from. You never, ever know. Single A St. Lucie. Hitter of the month, Trace Wilhoit. 22 games, 282 with 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. Another repeat player in one of these pieces. Trace Wilhoit has some serious pop. In the Florida State League this season, he's in the 100 percentile and XWOBA and barrel percentage, and in the 90 percentile or better in WOBA. He's 24, which is all for single A. While this level of success is notable, regardless, there's an argument that he should be doing at least close to this. Brooklyn's offense is struggling. Maybe Wilhoit could help Cyclones out. After all, they already looked locked into a playoff spot. Reinforcements are probably needed. Pitcher of the month, we have Franklin Gomez. In 4 starts, he pitched 16 2/3 innings, 7 hits, no runs at all, 7 walks, and 13 strikeouts for an ERA of nothing, and a whip of 1.02. Franklin Gomez just turned in about as good of a month as one can. 0 runs in 16 2/3 innings, not even an unearned run. He faced some stiff competition from Jose Chirinos, Davio Hurtado, and the recently traded Wellington Aracena. But it's hard to beat 16 2/3 innings that are shutted out. Or scoreless, excuse me. Gomez doesn't have overpowering stuff, but he has excelled at induced soft contact while still striking out his fair share of batters. He gets batters to chase, gets them to swing and miss, and he gets them to hit the ball on the ground when they do make contact. Florida Complex League, hitter of the month, Edward Lantigua. At 15 games, he had 326 with a 500 on base, 609 slugging percentage. Wow. 1109 OPS, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 7 runs scored, 14 RBIs, 11 walks to 8 strikeouts. Edward Lantigua was one of the breakout prospects for the Mets in the Dominican Summer League in 2024. And after coming stateside at just 18 years old, he has really looked the part. He makes good contact, limits strikeouts, and has shown some solid power for someone his age. The tools are there. He's the number 26 prospect in the Mets system on MLB Pipeline, is unranked on Baseball America, but don't be surprised to see him shoot up these lists. He repeats this again next year. This production from an 18-year-old is impressive and should turn some heads. Pitcher of the month, Jose Cabrera. Pitched 3 games, 1 start, 9 2/3 innings, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 16 strikeouts. And Dominican Summer League, the DSL Mets. Hitter of the month, Adolfo Miranda. Played 20 games, hit .311 with 4 home runs, 11 runs scored, 17 RBIs. Giovanni Rodriguez and Elian Pena, the Mets' 2 most recent top international free agent signings, made strong cases, but Adolfo Miranda edged them out to take the top spot. Pitcher of the month, we have Franiel Diaz. Pitched 6 games, no starts in relief, 18 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 runs earned, 25 strikeouts, 7 walks, 0.98 ERA. Diaz didn't start the single game in July, but he threw more innings than any other Mets Dominican summer league pitcher. He was dominant, limited both hits and walks, and punching out hitters at a great rate. So this is who we have in the Mets minor league system, the guys that had big Julys, and that's something to keep note. Some of these guys should be promoted. Jonah Tong should be promoted very soon. Carson Benge should be promoted by the end of the month if he keeps this going. And we should see Sproat getting promoted to New York because he needs to be here. The Mets need a pitcher in here, and I'd like to be able to get Frankie Montas out of the rotation. So you let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see you later. Well, welcome back to the Prospect Hut, and hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So this is a very strange story. I think it's a strange story. I wasn't expecting this today when I saw this. As you know, the Mets have a lot of teams in New York that are their minor league affiliates. Got the Brooklyn Cyclones, got the Binghamton Rubber Ponies, and of course we have the Syracuse Mets. The Mets have been sort of bouncing around AAA. They were been all over the place. For the longest time they were Tidewater, then Norfolk, and then they went to Las Vegas and then Buffalo, and they've been and Syracuse the last 5 years. Mets, the previous ownership were very hard to bring the AAA team back here, and they built a beautiful ballpark up there in Syracuse. Well, apparently, AAA affiliate, they could do certain things. They can name the team anything they want. I'm getting the sense that they want out of the contract when the contract's up with the Mets in another 5 years. Let me read you a couple things. This is SI.com, Minor League Baseball. AAA affiliate plans change to name that better represents community's identity. Ideas abound for the future moniker of one of New York's teams. I would hope that at the end of this, we don't see the Mets going to Siberia for their AAA team. This is a very strange story. AAA Syracuse Mets announced Tuesday they are changing their name beginning in 2027. Visit Syracuse.com is sponsoring the renaming the Team Community Challenge. The organization wants submissions from the community with suggestions for a potential name that evokes a Central New York feel. Okay? This tells you they're moving away from the Mets. They're gonna, once that contract's up, they're going to bring in some other team. The AAA team will keep its Mets orange and blue color palette and will remain affiliated with the New York team through at least the 2030 season. Syracuse Mets name will remain in the 2026 campaign, and the team assured fans that their mascot, Scooch, isn't going anywhere. Quote, "We have been listening to fans over the years, and while so many love the Mets name and the connection to our MLB affiliate, there are so many that also long for a local connection to their hometown team," said Syracuse General Manager Jason Schmoll, said in a team news release. 2026 will mark the 150th year of professional baseball in Syracuse. We feel that it is the right time to usher in a new era of Syracuse baseball. What represents Central New York? So just what kind of name could represent the Syracuse area? I'm not from there. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I can come up with a couple suggestions. All right, there's a couple of things they've mentioned about Syracuse. It's been named one of the nation's greenest cities. It gets 114 and a third inches of snow per year. Danny Bison, who owned the Syracuse Nationals in the NBA, invented the 24-second shot clock. That's New York State Fair, which dates to 1848, is held each summer in Syracuse, the oldest state fair in the U.S. Syracuse man Milton Wallow invented the dental chair in 1840. This is just ridiculous. I mean, I don't get this. I mean, according to the AAA team, baseball in Syracuse has been played under these names: the Stars, the Chiefs, the Sky Chiefs, and Sky Chiefs came before the Mets. Okay, those aren't great names. Those are not great names. Why would you want to change the branding unless you want to kick the team out? Unless you want to move on? That's usually what happens. And the general manager did mention 2030. He did mention that in the interviews that he was given. This is from Syracuse.com. Syracuse Mets to change the name. Fans invited to pitch ideas. Okay? I mean, there's any number of things you could, name them, I guess. The Ball Busters is a good one. I always like that name. But that doesn't have anything to do with Or you can have the deer hunters. You know, the shotguns. You go up there, the shotgun. Oh, I don't think that would work out well. But this to me is the first step in breaking away from the Mets. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they soured. It happens sometimes, but this is very unusual because, like I said, the Mets' former ownership had problems with the AAA affiliate. They didn't have any problems with this affiliate the first few years. They had a beautiful park, brand new park. That skunk former governor of ours, Cuomo, he went out of his way to really help get a baseball team up there and get a minor league team up there. And in particular, get the Mets up there. He worked very hard to get them up there and to work with the city and to build this ballpark and then have the Mets be the affiliate. He did a lot of bad things, obviously. He's a terrible governor. But this is a very strange, like I said, it's a very strange story. It sort of came out of left field to me. Well, let me know what you think about this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut Philly channel, the Prospect Hut. And I'll see you later.